Hello everyone, Vic here with PhoneArena, and this is my full day with the iPhone Air. I'll be giving you quick updates throughout the day about my battery life. I'll be testing the cameras. I'll be just testing the phone in general, seeing how it does. And of course, I'm starting the day with a morning run. This is the view I have here. Right now I'm using the new center stage camera, which is quite nice. I'll be vlogging, so the phone will be draining more than usually. But let's see how it does, if it lasts throughout the whole day or not. So one of the most exciting new iPhone 17 series features is dual capture, which allows you to use both the front and the rear camera at the same time. Another exciting feature is of course that new center stage camera, which allows me to shoot with the phone in portrait mode. I'm still recording a landscape video. Alright guys, so now I'm back at the office with the iPhone Air. It's 11:15 a.m. and my battery is at 79%, which is a pretty good mark for about half an hour of Instagram use, half an hour of YouTube, maybe a bit less, and playing back music in the background. Let's see how it does throughout the day. As I'm going back to the studio, I wanted to talk a bit more about why I chose to use the iPhone Air rather than the Pro models or just the base one. My main motivation was that I've always preferred a compact phone, but the iPhone Air is not compact, someone will rightfully point out. After all, it's got a 6.5-inch screen. Just take a look at it side by side with an iPhone mini. It looks massive in comparison. However, with the Air you get the lightness of a compact phone and the extremely slim body, and in the hand it feels surprisingly much more comfortable than the small iPhone Pro. So in a way, this phone changed my preconception about what I really want. A 6.5-inch phone would feel a bit too big in a regular size, with a thick body, but this one feels right. It's also worth mentioning the S25 Edge here by Samsung. It doesn't look much bigger in comparison, but because of its flat sides, it feels much wider and far less compact in the hand. The slight curves on the iPhone makes a huge difference for ergonomics. Next up, let's talk more about the iPhone Air camera. It's a single 26mm lens, no ultra-wide, no telephoto. You have a preset for 35mm mode, and you also have a 2x zoom with sensor cropping. The maximum zoom level is 10 times in photos and 6 times in video. In other words, this is not a very versatile camera. But if you just stick with the main camera and don't zoom too far, the quality is practically the same as on the Pro models. You have your pretty iPhone colors, and of course you can tweak the look with photographic styles. So what exactly are you missing in terms of zoom quality? Let's take a look. At 4x zoom, the iPhone Air lacks detail compared to the Pro models, but if you don't look too close, the image is still kind of usable. However, if you want to zoom further, here is 8x zoom. You really start noticing the quality falls apart on the iPhone Air, while the Pro model looks very crisp. Alright guys, it's now almost 2:20 p.m. and my battery is at 61%, which is looking okay, not great of course, but kind of decent. I've been using the phone to airdrop some files I just told you about, and for social media. Let's see how it goes further down the road. As you just saw, my battery dropped significantly in the last hour as I've been struggling with iOS 26 issues, and there are plenty of them unfortunately. The biggest one for me is that AirDrop has simply stopped working. It took me half an hour just trying to get it to work, to airdrop 14 photos and 8 short videos to a Mac, till I finally gave up and just plugged in an SSD drive to do the job. Other colleagues have also noticed many pages are now broken in Chrome on iOS 26. Not just that, the new Liquid Glass experience is just a bit slow and stuttery, which is not typical for Apple. A side note here, laggy performance is even more noticeable on my MacBook Air M1 with macOS Tahoe, where it just feels like a huge downgrade. Let's hope that Apple can fix this with an update sooner rather than later. By the way, if you live and breathe smartphones, we have something for you. PhoneArena is dropping the ultimate coffee table book for phone geeks. A year-long passion project packed with high-res shots and deep dives into the most iconic, weird, and game-changing phones since the 2000s. And it's not just us. We've got hot takes and quotes from some of the biggest names in tech YouTube. Linus, Mr. Who's the Boss, Jerry Rig Everything, SuperSaf, Max Tech, Austin Evans, Brandon Butch, John Rettinger, all weighing in on the devices that shaped the tech we use today. This is an exclusive limited run print coming this fall. Hit the link in the description to lock in the details and get on the email list before it's all gone. Back to the iPhone Air, I also noticed that it's just a bit easier to accidentally block the microphone on the Air. And when sending voice notes on DMs, I've had to resend a few ones where my voice was just completely muffled. Quick update, the time is now 4:15. I took a quick break from the office, taking a short walk. My battery is now at 54%, so it's not drained too much in the last 2 hours. Let's see how it goes further down the road. I personally don't use the ultra-wide camera too much, but I know many people who do. The bad news is that losing the ultra-wide camera also means you're losing macro mode, which you have on the base iPhone 17 model. You can try to use the 2x zoom mode and get close to your subject, but detail is not quite the same. The other big missing feature is cinematic video. This blurs the background and has been available on iPhones ever since the iPhone 13, but since you don't have a second lens, you don't get that feature on the Air. And that's a bummer. If you want to shoot vlogs or just get that nice bokeh in your footage, you cannot do that. The other missing features are probably not so important for most people, but I do also miss 4K 120 video recording. You only have that on the Pro models, and it's great if you want to shoot some epic slow motions. You also don't get Pro RAW or Pro Res on the iPhone Air. Again, those are reserved for the Pro models. And finally, the Air comes with a USB 2.0 port, meaning transfer speeds are not very fast and you cannot record videos directly to an SSD drive like you can on the Pro models. Alright guys, it's 6:15 p.m. and my battery is at 46% on the iPhone Air. It's looking pretty good. I think the phone will last me through the whole day, but let's wait and see. Alright, the day at the office is finally over, and now after dinner, this is usually the time I use my phone the most. Checking what's up on social media, texting with friends, playing videos. So let's see if the iPhone Air can last until I'm done with that, or if I need to recharge. Now this is also a good moment to look at my battery usage by app. Playing music in the background was a big hit on the battery. Even with the screen off, the speaker drains a lot of power. Here I actually think it was a smart decision for Apple to skip on the second speaker in the iPhone Air. This reduces the battery hit, even if the sound quality does suffer. Next, I was on Instagram a lot, and that drained quite a bit of battery, and the third biggest power draw was just using the camera. It's notable that using the camera had double the power draw of just browsing social media, and that's because of all that processing that Apple does under the hood. Hey guys, 8:16 p.m. we're at 36%, looking pretty good, so I'm gonna do my workout and I'll check in towards the end of the day to give you the full report on the iPhone Air battery life. Alright guys, so I'm home now, it's 10:15 p.m. The iPhone Air is at 26%, and I think it's a surprisingly good performance. I expected it to do a lot worse. I can show you the screenshots now. You can see my usage by app and by my time I've used each of these apps. But yeah, if you're not having a very busy day with lots of shooting with the camera, playing games, or just using your phone for social media, for the occasional photo and video, you can see that the iPhone Air actually performs quite decent. In fact, the battery size is about that of an iPhone 13, which is not that bad. So we're definitely not talking about an iPhone mini kind of a disaster here. It's quite decent, and of course you can also get that additional MagSafe battery, but I think it kind of defeats the purpose, right? You want the iPhone to look slim and to enjoy that form factor. So I really enjoyed this living with the iPhone Air. I'm gonna stick around with it for a bit more and give you updates on our website, PhoneArena.com, so check it out.